God says, "Come closer for a moment, my beloved soul, not in a rush, not with pressure, but with a calm and open heart, because this moment is not here to overwhelm you, it is here to gently reach you in a way that feels real, peaceful, and deeply personal." There are times in your life when you feel like you are carrying more than you show, when your thoughts stay busy even in silence, and when your heart holds emotions that you have not fully expressed, and even though you keep moving forward, there is a part of you that quietly wishes for a moment of understanding, a moment where you can simply pause and feel without needing to explain anything. You may not realize it fully, but something inside you has been asking for this, asking for a moment where you do not need to prove anything, where you do not need to think about everything at once, and where you can simply exist without pressure. God says that this moment is not about what you need to do next, it is about what you need to feel right now, because sometimes what your heart needs is not answers, it is calm, it is understanding, and it is a reminder that you are allowed to slow down. There were times when you felt like you had to stay strong, when you believed that you needed to keep everything together, even when you felt tired inside, and you carried that strength quietly, without asking for anything in return. God says that your strength has always been seen, your effort has always mattered, and your journey has never gone unnoticed. But this moment is not asking you to be strong, it is asking you to be present, to be gentle with yourself, and to allow yourself to feel without resistance. My beloved soul, there is also something within you that is beginning to soften, a quiet shift that is helping you move away from constant pressure and toward a space where you can breathe more freely, where your thoughts do not feel as heavy, and where your heart can feel a sense of relief that you may not have experienced in a while. This is not something that happens all at once, it happens slowly, gently, and in a way that feels natural when you allow it. You may have been searching for clarity, trying to understand everything, trying to find answers in a way that made sense to your mind, but God says that not everything needs to be understood through thinking, some things are meant to be felt, some things are meant to be experienced, and some things become clear only when you stop trying so hard to figure them out. There is no urgency here, my beloved soul, there is no pressure, and there is no need to rush, because what is meant for you will not disappear, it will not be lost, and it will not pass you by. This moment is simply an invitation to pause, to breathe, and to allow yourself to reconnect with a sense of calm that has always been within you. So take a slow breath, let your thoughts settle, and allow yourself to be present right now, because what you are about to feel is not something to fear, it is something to understand, something to accept, and something that will gently remind you that you are not alone in what you are carrying. God says, "Stay here for a moment longer, my beloved soul, because what you are beginning to feel right now is not something ordinary, it is a gentle opening within you, a quiet space where your thoughts are no longer rushing and your heart is slowly beginning to release what it has been holding for so long." You may not have noticed how much you were carrying, how many emotions you kept inside, how many thoughts you pushed aside just to keep going, but now, in this stillness, you are starting to feel it, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a way that helps you understand yourself more deeply. There are moments when you feel like you have to keep everything together, when you believe that if you slow down, everything might fall apart, and so you continue moving, you continue thinking, you continue carrying more than you need to, but God says that you do not need to hold everything at once, you do not need to carry every thought, and you do not need to keep pushing yourself beyond what you feel inside. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to pause, to breathe, and to allow yourself to simply be without trying to fix everything. My beloved soul, there is something within you that is asking to be heard, not through words, but through feeling, a quiet part of you that has been waiting for your attention, waiting for you to stop for a moment and listen without judgment. You may feel a sense of emotion rising, a softness in your chest, or a quiet awareness that something inside you is shifting, and God says that this is not something to ignore, this is something to allow, because healing begins when you stop running from what you feel and start accepting it. You may have spent so much time trying to stay strong for others, trying to meet expectations, trying to handle everything without showing how you truly feel, and in doing so, you may have forgotten to take care of yourself in the same way. God says that you are allowed to feel, you are allowed to rest, and you are allowed to give yourself the same understanding that you offer to others. You do not need to be perfect, you do not need to have everything figured out, you simply need to be present with yourself. There is also a gentle shift happening in your thoughts, a change in how you see things, where you are no longer trying to control everything, but instead you are beginning to observe, to understand, and to let things be as they are. This shift is what brings peace, because when you stop resisting your thoughts, when you stop trying to force answers, you create space within yourself, and in that space, clarity begins to form naturally. God says that you are not alone in what you feel, even if it sometimes feels that way, even if it seems like no one fully understands what is going on inside you, there is always a deeper connection that remains with you, a quiet presence that supports you, that understands you, and that stays with you even in your most silent moments. You are not carrying everything by yourself, even if it feels like it, because the strength within you is not something you created alone, it is something that continues to support you as you move forward. So stay in this moment, my beloved soul, allow yourself to feel without fear, allow your thoughts to slow down, and allow your heart to open gently, because what you are experiencing right now is not something to question, it is something to accept, something to understand, and something that will guide you toward a deeper sense of peace as you continue your journey. God says, stay present in this calm, my beloved soul, because what you are beginning to feel within you is not something temporary, it is a deeper connection forming between you and your own inner world, a connection that allows you to understand yourself in a way that you may not have allowed before. You have spent so much time focusing on everything around you, trying to manage situations, trying to meet expectations, trying to keep moving forward even when you felt tired inside, and in doing so, you may have unintentionally moved away from yourself, from your own thoughts, from your own emotions, and from the quiet voice within you that has always been there. There is a moment happening right now where you are gently returning to yourself, where you are beginning to notice what you feel without trying to change it, where you are allowing your thoughts to exist without becoming overwhelmed by them, and where you are giving yourself permission to simply be. This is not something small, this is something powerful, because when you reconnect with yourself, you begin to understand what you truly need, what truly matters, and what no longer needs to be carried. You may have noticed that your mind is not as restless as it once was, that your thoughts are beginning to slow down, and that you are able to sit with yourself without feeling the need to escape or distract yourself, and God says that this is a sign that you are finding balance, that you are learning how to exist without constant pressure, and that you are allowing peace to enter your life in a way that feels natural and real. My beloved soul, there is also a sense of release happening within you, a gentle letting go of things that have been weighing you down, thoughts that you held onto for too long, emotions that you did not fully process, and expectations that you placed on yourself without realizing how heavy they had become. This release is not something you need to force, it is happening because you are becoming aware, because you are allowing yourself to feel, and because you are no longer resisting what is within you. There may have been times when you felt like you needed to have everything figured out, trusting that everything will make sense when it is meant to. You are learning to trust yourself more, to listen to your inner voice, and to rely on your own understanding instead of constantly seeking answers outside of you. This trust is what gives you strength, this trust is what allows you to move forward with confidence, and this trust is what helps you remain calm even when things are not fully clear. God says that you are not behind, my beloved soul, you are not late, and you are not missing anything, you are exactly where you need to be, experiencing exactly what you need to experience in order to grow, to understand, and to become more aligned with who you truly are. Everything that is happening within you right now is part of a process that is guiding you toward a place where you feel more grounded, more aware, and more at peace with yourself. So remain here for a moment longer, stay connected with this calm, and allow yourself to continue feeling without resistance, because what is unfolding within you is not something to question, it is something to embrace, something to understand, and something that will continue to guide you as you move forward with more clarity, more peace, and more awareness. God says, listen with a calm and steady heart, my beloved soul, because now you are entering a space where everything that once felt heavy is beginning to feel lighter, not because your life has suddenly changed, but because something within you has shifted, your awareness has deepened, your thoughts have softened, and your ability to stay present has become stronger than before. This is the kind of change that does not make noise, it does not demand attention, but it transforms the way you experience everything, it changes how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to the world around you. You are no longer reacting in the same way, God says that peace is not something you find outside, it is something you allow inside, it is something that grows when you stop resisting your thoughts, when you stop trying to control everything, and when you begin to trust that not everything needs to be understood immediately. There is a quiet strength forming within you now, a strength that does not come from forcing yourself to be okay, but from allowing yourself to be real, from accepting what you feel, and from understanding that you do not need to carry everything alone. You have been strong for so long, my beloved soul, you have handled more than you show, and you have continued moving forward even when you felt tired, but now you are learning that strength is not only about pushing through, it is also about knowing when to pause, when to breathe, and when to give yourself the care you truly need. My beloved soul, there is also a sense of emotional balance growing within you, a calmness that allows you to stay grounded even when things are not fully clear, and this balance is what protects your peace. You are learning to stay connected to yourself instead of being pulled in different directions by your thoughts or by external situations, and this is what gives you stability, this is what allows you to remain steady, regardless of what is happening around you. You may begin to feel a quiet confidence, a gentle understanding that you are capable of handling whatever comes next, that you do not need to have everything figured out in order to move forward, and that you can trust yourself to navigate your journey step by step. God says that this confidence is not something that appears suddenly, it grows within you as you continue to choose awareness over confusion and calm over pressure. There is no need to rush, no need to go back, and no need to hold on to anything that no longer feels aligned, because everything you need is already within you. You are not missing anything, you are not behind, and you are not disconnected from your path. You are exactly where you need to be, learning what you need to learn and becoming who you are meant to become. God says that this moment is not here to overwhelm you, it is here to remind you that you are supported, that you are guided, and that everything is unfolding in a way that is leading you towards something better, something more peaceful, and something more aligned with your true self. You do not need to force anything, you only need to stay present and trust what is happening within you. So take a deep breath, my beloved soul, and allow yourself to feel this calm, this clarity, and this quiet strength within you, because this is what you have been moving toward all along. You do not need to chase answers, you do not need to control outcomes, you simply need to stay aware, stay grounded, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. If this message touched your heart, take a moment and comment, "I am present," not for anyone else, but as a reminder to yourself that you are calm, aware, and connected with this moment. And if you feel someone else needs this message, share it with them, because sometimes the right words can bring peace to a heart that has been carrying too much in silence.